Welcome to Give Me 5 Minutes with Fort Smith City Director Neal Martin, where we talk about the events of the last week and we look ahead to what's going on this coming week. Hopefully it's informative for you and gives you good insight as to what's going on in the city. Let's go ahead and get after it. Give me 5. Okay, we got an update on May crime statistics for the city of Fort Smith. Got a mixed bag. There's some good and some bad. The good is sexual assaults are down significantly. Robberies are down significantly. Burglaries are down significantly. So that's a good thing. We're excited about that. But where we do see some concern are aggravated assaults, theft, and then motor vehicle theft. So those are some things that we need to keep our eyes on. I know our police department are developing strategies around how we can prevent some of these things. It seems like it has been seasonal, around the pandemic, and it's kind of bled over into 2021, but we hope to get those numbers back down to more acceptable ranges. We're seeing some of those thefts just continue to increase over time, but we want to make sure that we eliminate that as much as possible and criminals know that they don't have a place here. So just kind of give you an update on that and how crime statistics are going so far in 2021. Okay, last week the board had a study session out at the Mazard Water Reclamation Facility. That's our wastewater treatment plant. Well, it used to be called our wastewater treatment plant. We got a chance to look at some of our aging infrastructure. We've got a lot of infrastructure that is old, hadn't been updated in a long time, 50 plus years. We've got some that are in dire need of being replaced. Unfortunately, the way I look at this is the board is going to have to deal with something that should have been dealt with years and years ago. It's kind of like the consent decree. We put it off, and then finally the boards in the last 5 to 10 years were slapped with a consent decree that caused us to have to fix our sewers. We could have done that over years and years and years. So unfortunately, I think we're paying for the sins of our father here. Total price tag for the upgrades to that water reclamation facility are $230 million. Now, that's not something we have to do in year one. It's spaced out over a long period of time, but we've got some specific items that need to be dealt with fairly quickly. If you read the article in the Sunday Southwest Times Record, it'll give you a little background of some of the infrastructure that needs to be replaced sooner rather than later. So, another thing that we're going to have to deal with and we're going to have to address, and I wish we could address other things, but, we've got to make sure our infrastructure does what it needs to do, make sure that water that's treated and sent back out to the river is clean and doesn't do any more pollution. So just kind of keep you in the loop on that. More to come. We'll talk more about it, and we will be working on addressing that and what it's going to take to address that. Okay, next week, a few things on the agenda that are, I think, important, probably a little more important than others. First off is the appropriation of $5 million. This is the city's portion to add on to the runway. If you remember back when we got the announcement that we were going to get the foreign fighter mission, there was an announcement that came out a couple days after that the state was going to kick in $17 million and the city was going to kick in $5 million to extend that runway to aid in that project and those fighter jets. So that's on the agenda for us to approve. A couple things with that, and a couple things with this announcement. First off, I think with adding jets back here, that potentially puts us in play for maybe another air show. I know that I want to push that, and I'm going to start talking to some of the folks that could potentially make that happen. But man, could you imagine if we get an air show here? That would be awesome. I remember we had one probably back in 2012 or 2013, and it was an awesome show. So I'm excited about that. Also with this, I think this also with this announcement, I think this puts us in play for maybe another airline. We need an airline. We need some more direct flights over to the East Coast. If you remember, Delta pulled out of Fort Smith during the pandemic, but we need another direct flight or flights over to the East Coast. So hopefully with this runway extension and the folks from Singapore and all over the world coming to Fort Smith, that's going to allow us to A, hopefully get an air show, and B, maybe get some additional airlines coming in, flying in and out of Fort Smith. So a couple cool things that might, I know there's a lot that has to happen, but might go along with this, this announcement that we had. And then finally, the other thing, starting on July 6th, all the city board of directors meetings, whether they are study sessions or regular voting meetings, will be moved to the blue line, or at least we're going to vote on moving them to the blue line. If you remember, earlier this year, the board passed a resolution to assume the lease of the blue line. So the dais has been built, audio has been put together, so Blue Line's now ready for us. Remember, the Blue Line's down on 2nd Street, what used to be 2nd Street Live, with the University of Arkansas, Fort Smith. So if that passes on July 6th, we'll start moving all of our meetings down there. So you'll know you'll have one place to go see the meetings or attend in person or have town halls, those kind of things. That'll be at the Blue Line down on July 6th. So we look forward to that. I hope you've enjoyed this Give Me 5, the June 13th edition of Give Me 5. You know, I like spending time with you every week. If you ever have any questions or you want me to address something on camera, don't hesitate to give me a ring or give me a message me on Facebook. I'd love to hear from you, and we can try to address some of those things. So that's enough for Give Me 5. I hope you have a great week, and we get to celebrate Father's Day next week on Sunday. That's enough for me. Give me 5.